Good afternoon, YouTube man. Always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, you know, this weekend we have an upcoming bodybuilding event, and it is the New York Pro. And this is going to be the third show for women's bodybuilding. You know, there's been a couple of that happened the past couple of weeks, and this is a good lineup. This one, I mean, it's a lot more women compared to the last shows. You had one show that only one. You had one show that was only five. But you know, this is a great show. I mean, you know, and the New York Pro has been around for quite some time. As you know, the New York Pro is promoted by the great Barry Francis and her husband Steve Weinberger. And it wasn't that long ago where, you know, and this is the thing that's kind of got me, when Bev Francis, you know, she changed the sport of bodybuilding when she came in the 80s. When she walked quietly behind female bodybuilding and stabbed them in the heart. And they dropped female bodybuilding from the New York Pro. And also, at one point, they did drop women's physique. But then in 2020, Steve and Bev bought female bodybuilding back. So much appreciation. I mean, thank you, because you know you're the woman who changed the sport of bodybuilding. What it is today, you know, it's based on you. But anyway, this is a good lineup. I mean, we have at least 9 women competing at this show this year. And you know, last year in 2021, there was only 5 women. You know, not enough ladies was ready. We still were going through the pandemic. You know, some shows getting canceled, but some women still stepped up. And you know, most notably, most appreciation and shout out to these women who come into the show. Now, the show is being held. It's called the New York Pro, but it's held in Teaneck, New Jersey. So that's why they call it New Jersey Pro. But as you know, New York, you know, it's expensive. You know, especially if you're going to do a show or any kind of any kind of a thing in New York. It's going to be expensive. So anyway, these are the 9 lovely ladies representing women's bodybuilding. Now, first off, we have, as there was originally, I was going to say, you know, there was talk that Teresa Vossen was going to do the show. But when she won her qualification in the pro, I think she took a step back from the show. You know, she, like I said before in another video, she was perfect for a show, but she, you know, cut up her short for New York and decided to do the Indy, and then she has her qualification. There was talk that she might try to do the show, but I think she changed her mind. What's the point? You already get your qualification, so just go on and just wait and do the Olympia. Now, the first person up is one Miss Shaquita Barrino, and she's from my home state, North Carolina. She's from Charlotte, and you know, she just turned pro last year in 2021, and this is her bodybuilding debut. And I'm gonna tell you, wish the best of luck. I would love to do an interview with her. It'd be, like I said, being from North Carolina and finding women from my home state that's completing bodybuilding, it'd be a pleasure to talk to her. You know, I hope maybe when things settle or she saw my message, I sent a message a while back, maybe she respond. I'm just crossing my fingers sometimes. I'm just, you know. Here we have one Miss Michelle Brent. Now, Michelle Brent is a legend. She's been in the game for a long time. Remember, you know, she was, you know, Michelle Ivers before she became Mrs. Michelle Brent. And she's been competing in the NPC. Then she turned pro around about I think around about the early 2000s. Now, recently, me and her have been talking back and forth because, you know, she's a friend of a dear friend of mine, Miss Rhonda Lee. And she said she was going to compete in dedication to Rhonda Lee. And we're hoping once she's finished, we get it on to the channel. She has her own jewelry company. Her and her husband just started it up. And I hope that, you know, we can talk to her. Like I say, we talk about our dear friend, Miss Rhonda Lee. I think she's an amazing lady. Next up we have here is Gisela Nunez Chan, and she is from China. And, you know, she competed as a physique competitor, but she's now jumping up to women's open. I've seen some stuff on her on the internet. She's really buff. I mean, you know, China, there's a lot of women from China and Asia that's really getting into the sport of bodybuilding. I mean, you know, it's just really, it's growing. I mean, the Asian market is really growing for bodybuilding. I would say she might make her even, you know, a great ring strength ambassador maybe next year. Next up, we have Stephanie Fletcher. As you know, Stephanie took second at the Indiana Pro. And this is going to be her second show for the year. Now, last year, she earned points qualifications for the Olympia, but she took a step back. And Stephanie, like I said, I talked about, she looked pretty impressive. I hope she maybe fixes, it was only a week since Olympia. And maybe I give her time to fix a few things, come in a little tighter. There's a good possibility that she might be the #1 spot. Here we have Michelle Jenn. And Michelle lives also in my home state of North Carolina. And she's been competing for quite some time. She originally was physique, made the switch to bodybuilding. And, you know, this is going to be her second show since the Toronto Pro, which she got third. And, you know, she's pretty impressive. Like I said, I follow on social media. You know, she's been in the sport for quite some time. I think she's a possibility, maybe top 3, top 5 contender in this show. Here we have one Miss Kisha Oliver. Now, Miss Oliver has been competing for quite some bit. She competed last at the Omaha Pro. I did a comparative series between her and Marjorie Martin. Now, she trains under Teresa Vossen. So you got to think about it. This is a good chance that she might be a possible threat and a contender, especially for the Olympia. So best of luck on her. And y'all hear one lady who I follow on social media, Facebook friends, and that's one Miss Pauline Nelson. Now, Miss Nelson is from New York. This is going to be her first competition since the Tampa Bay Pro, and this is in her backyard of New York. Now, actually, it's in New Jersey, but yeah, it's close to New York. But anyway, I talk about. Now, last year at the Tampa Bay Pro, she had to drop out. She was in top 5, but because of some kind of issue, she never said, never details of it. She had to drop off that show. So I hope this is going to be a better show for her, especially it's close to home for her. Here we have one Miss Donna Leeb. Now, Miss Leeb, she also competed at the Indie Pro, and she got 4th at that show. Donna's pretty impressive. I mean, I'm telling you, she is impressive. I think there was some issues. I think the judges saw that reason why she may be a little higher. But like I said, me and Donna, we're on Facebook. I'm hoping to get an opportunity once after this, get on the live stream. We talk about her, her experience at the New York Pro, and talk about what other future plans she had. I think, I'll go for Miss Leeb. And next up, the lady who been on my show before, we did a live streaming together, and that was Mrs. Wendy Sanchez. And she's a great lady. We keep in contact. We talk to each other, and she's very confident. She's very confident about how she can show. Last year she competed at the New York Pro. She was one of 5 women. As that show, Lena Denny won that show. And I, also I'm on social media friends with Lena Denny. I mentioned we was going to do the show. She said no, she wasn't going to do the show. She was going to do another show. But she's working the booth at the New York Pro along with, I think it's Helen Trevino and also Chelsea Dion. All of them are Wing Strength ambassadors. But like I said, I think Wendy has a great physique, great quality. She sent me that she already went up 8 pounds of muscle. And I hope is that she don't need too much of the upper body. If she's bringing her legs, that's the thing will help her out. She has like I said, great bicep, great physique, and especially for a woman who's much mature. And she's a mom with muscles. She has a young daughter. I know she sent me a picture where her daughters were at the airport with her, and she had a little sad face. I said, well, give her a Snickers. She might be happy. Snickers satisfy you. But like I said, Mrs. Sanchez is a lovely lady, and I hope she maybe make top 3, if not even win the show. Like I say, it's a tough lineup, terrifically a tough lineup. Honestly, it's a tough lineup. So anyway, as you know, it's going to be women's physique. Now, originally I thought there was 8 women. I said, wow, this is the first show where you have more bodybuilders than physique. But then a couple of days later, they changed and added on 2 more ladies. So it's actually 10 competitors for this show. And, a good amount of it is mostly ladies making their debut as bodybuilders in physique. Some ladies who are compete early in this year, and, some ladies who's been out for quite a long time. Now, here we have one Miss Alvarez. And she earned her pro card, I think, about a couple of years ago. And this is going to be her first show. So, she's from Puerto Rico. I mean, good luck to her. I mean, she probably might even do, since she's from Puerto Rico, she might do the Puerto Rican Pro. That's coming up in June. So, I hope that's an opportunity. Maybe if not, she can get qualification for the Olympia at this show. But, it'd be easy to do a show in your backyard if you can. Here we have one person I've been talking about that has just been, and I'm not saying I'm a hater. I'm saying like a person that feel like that. You know what? You're taxing yourself. This is Natalie Abraham Cueto, if I want to say it. And, this is going to be her 4th show since the Olympia. She's already done 2 shows last year. She did, and then she did the Pittsburgh Pro about a couple of weeks ago. And, you already get your qualification. Number 2 behind Sarah Vegas. If you watch the interview I saw recently, Brooke Walker's not doing the Olympia this year. She's skipping it. So, and I know a lady who I have a friend with, Miss Barbara Manjan, she took 4th place. I said, I wish she can take her 3rd place spot, but if she can't, it's about qualification. Natalya already has done 4 shows since the Olympia. And I know people say, well, it's about competition, but you already done 4 shows and you already qualified the Olympia. It's not about competition to me, and even though she's, people say, well, she's smart, she knows what she's doing. But the thing is, since last year, we had a lot of people that passed away. And you don't want to tax yourself on these shows. One thing I feel like I said, I think there should be better prize money for these ladies in these divisions. Because that's one thing to help out. But if she's competitive, that's good. But you know what? You already got a big show coming up, and there's a good chance that if doing these shows might change your placing. Somebody might come in who wins the qualification and then put you out. I've saw it before. Ivy Rain, she was number 5 at the at 2020 Olympia, and then she took 7th. So you gotta be a little smarter, really smart. Here is one Miss Katherine Flex Alex Hall. I've done a video about Miss Hall. Now she's from the South, from Georgia, and she competed quite some time. She competed at Chicago Pro and some other shows. So she just registered no more than a couple of days ago. So I wish her best of luck. I would love to interview her and talk to her. I'm a fan of a lot of these ladies in the sport of bodybuilding, even the physique division. Here we have one lady for Korea. Is one Miss Jinhee Lee. And she hadn't competed since, I think, 2017, 2018. And this would be her return. She's been out for quite some time. I think she's, Korea, and like I said, Korea, China, the Philippines. Bodybuilding's really growing in the Asian market. And, she has great looks, great style to her. If she can bring in the size and definition, she could be a threat. She could be maybe a contender for the Olympia. So best of luck to her. One here lady we had to interview is she's from lady from down under. This one was Kristen Lee. And Kristen, Kristen is an amazing woman. We did an interview a while back. This is her second show. She turned pro in 2021. And she did a show in Pittsburgh, same show with Natalie. She didn't do too well. Took 13th place, I mean. And I think the one thing with travel back forth between Australia and the United States is really thing. You got to really give yourself more time, and then maybe come in maybe a week in advance. Know you're going to do the show. Maybe try to work out, try to get yourself together. But I hope she does good at this show. I would love to see her make top 5 and finally make her Olympia debut. So best of luck to Kristen. Here we have one Miss Angela Nori. Now she's also making her pro debut. She hadn't competed since I think 2021 or 2020, and she is much a mature woman. She's double dipped in both Masters and Open. And also she was a figure competitor. Information I found about her. She might possibly can push it, but with people like Natalya and some of the other ladies, it's going to be tough for her. It's going to be really tough. Here we have one Miss Amanda Palis. I've done a video about Miss Palis. Miss Palis is from Hawaii, but also Miss Palis is a former United States Marine. So I'll say thank you for your service. Much respect to her. She also competed at the Pittsburgh Pro. She didn't do too well. She took 7th place. She turned pro in 2021. She has a great style to her, great, very attractive, very appealing. I think if this show possibly might be the show, maybe get her over the top. She just need a few more points. The thing about it, the point system is where we qualify for a show if you don't win a show. But maybe she should do a show like the Puerto Rico or maybe the Omaha, especially anywhere you don't get away from Natalia. Here we have is one Miss Rene Celestinger, Celestinger. And she hadn't competed since 2020. She's a much mature woman. This is going to be her pro debut. There's a lot of pro debuts for a lot of these ladies. It's all depending on how she comes. 2 years off, maybe she brought in some size, working conditioning. There's a possibility, But like I say, it's still going to be a tough lineup with some of these ladies that are coming in here. Here's a lady who I'm very consider a great social media friends with her. I've done videos about her. She's comment on stuff on my YouTube channel. I'm a big fan of her. This is one Miss Mighty Heidi Worrell Osborne. Now Miss Heidi has been competing for good sometimes. She hadn't competed since last year. She did I think she did the Legion Sports Festival. And like I said, Heidi has great looks, great lines. I would say classic female bodybuilding look. She's an amazing lady. We talk some back and forth on social media. She's a mother, a mom with muscle, and I respect her. She's a great lady. She's an amazing person. I hope she do well in the show. It's like I said, it's gonna be a tough show. You got a lot of women who's been competitive for quite some time. You have women coming and making their debuts. I hope she can make top 5. If not top 3, it'd be great. But like I said, the lineup, depending on who, some of the ladies I'm looking at, it's gonna be tough. So I want to wish, the mighty Heidi a very, all the best of luck to her. And last but not least, we have one Miss Adril, I think her name's, I'm always saying wrong. Miss Thomas, Adril Thomas. Now Miss Thomas has been competing for quite some time too. Around about, I think around the 20 aughts. But she hadn't competed since, I think, 2016, 2017. And this is going to be her return almost, I think, at least 5, 6 years since she competed. And, if she brings in a certain look to her, if she brings some size, she looks a little small like this. She looks closer to maybe figure competitor. But like I said, if she takes the time to develop size and then come in great condition, she possibly, change the outlook of the show. It's all about the person you have to really be is truthfully is Natalie. She is the person. I mean, like I said again, some people say it's about competition, but the fact is, you're cutting down the number of people to be. It might be a shot in Olympia. And then here's the thing I'm gonna say about this, Natalia. You might even not even make top three. As you know, the qualification has changed for the Olympia. It's no longer top five, it's top three. And you might miss your shot. You might have to compete again. But I know she loves to compete. But I want to wish Mrs. Thomas all the best of luck and welcome back to the sport of bodybuilding. Now, as you know, the New York Pro is going to be tomorrow. Check it out, support it. It's going to be live stream. The live stream thing is going to be like a little $25. Right now, it's out of my budget. It's close to the end of the month, and I have a budget. And I want anybody to support it. I'm gonna leave the link in the description on social media link. Reach out, support it. Women's bodybuilding. Support all the ladies in all the different divisions. Like I said, my channel I focus mostly on women's bodybuilding, but I try to stretch out also the other divisions. Mostly, I think I want to do more stuff with physique because it is, to me, kind of like it's lightweight, middleweight women's bodybuilding. And ladies are evolving. Women who are I'm on social media a lot. I see some women who are in this division of physique. I say, we think about going up. Somebody say nah, and then somebody say, yeah, I'm thinking about it. But it's a great show. As you know, it's sponsored by Bev Francis and her husband Steve, and it is a great opportunity. I mean, my partner and friend Mr. Jenn Jarrett, he's gonna be there. I told Jenn, hey man, take some pictures. I told him Helen Trevino's going to be there doing the booth. Also, Dina's going to be doing the booth. And also, Chester Diaz will be doing the booth for Wings of Strength. As you know, they're ambassadors. So take some pictures, get some information, send them back to me. We post and we talk about when we do our live stream on Monday. But these are some amazing ladies. And support women in the sport of bodybuilding. Support all athletes in the sport of bodybuilding. They put a lot of sacrifice. But like I said, the event is tomorrow. I think it's going to start around about in the morning, usually some of these shows start about 9 or 10 o'clock, Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, I'm gonna put the link in the description. Reach out, and check out, and maybe support the sport. The money put into the live streams also goes into some of the competitive pockets. Helps them, and also getting recognition. But like I said, this is gonna be a great show. I wish all best of luck to all these ladies. I might be prejudiced with some of them because, like I said, some ladies that we've been doing interviews with. We've been social media friends for a long time. But I wish the best for any of these competitors. So good luck to them, and just all the best to them. Anyway, this is me always George Page, aka the Emperor. If you want Bodybuilding Talk, don't subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.